Okay, practice questions. Set 1.1. So what is meant by the chemical reaction? So please solve these all questions, and the question based on CBSE pattern. Now again the question number 9 to 13 are given here, and question number 14 to 15, and question number 16 to 20, and 21 to 25, 26 to 29, question number 23 to 26, 27 to 30, then types of chemical reactions. So I am going to start tomorrow types of chemical reaction. What are the various type of a chemical reaction? So combination reaction, number 1, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and oxidation and reduction reaction, that is also known as redox reaction. So types of chemical reaction. Types of chemical reactions basically divided in 5 parts. The first part is combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement, and finally redox reaction. So first of all, combination reaction. So one question is arise, what is combination reaction? Give some examples. So any reaction in which one and only one product is formed, that is known as combination reactions. For example, A plus B gives C. So where A and B are the reactant and combine to form a single product C. So in combination reaction basically, for example, carbon plus oxygen in this reaction, carbon combines with oxygen and gives carbon dioxide, a single product. Similarly, magnesium combines with oxygen and gives a single product, magnesium oxide. Similarly, hydrogen molecule, 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen gives 2 molecules of water molecule. So in all the above reactions, 2 or more reactants, like in this reaction 2 reactant, 3 moles, so 2 or more reactants combine together and give a single product. Hence this reaction is known as combination reaction. All combination reaction, in all combination reaction heat is evolved, means reaction is exothermic. So combination reactions are exothermic because heat energy is released. So in any reaction, in a chemical reaction, plus heat, heat energy is released because reactions are exothermic. So heat energy is released. So one investigation, reactions of calcium oxide and water. So we know that calcium oxide is CaO. Calcium oxide is basically CaO. So calcium oxide and water plus water, H2O. What will happen? So when calcium oxide combines with water, calcium oxide is also known as lime. So lime combines with water, gives calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. In this case, the valency of calcium is 2 and hydroxide is 1. Valency of calcium is 2 plus 2 and OH minus is 1 minus. So calcium hydroxide is formed. So take a small amount of calcium oxide in a beaker, slowly add water to this, touch the beaker and feel the change in temperature and record the observation. So when calcium oxide added in water, due to exothermic nature, the beaker becomes slightly hot. So observation and inference, when water is slowly added to the beaker containing calcium oxide, it reacts vigorously to form a white solid called calcium hydroxide. White solid is called calcium hydroxide. This is the calcium hydroxide. White solid is calcium hydroxide. So this calcium oxide combines with water and gives calcium hydroxide plus water plus heat, plus heat. So in this reaction, the two compounds, calcium oxide and water, these two compounds, calcium oxide and water, combine to form a single product, that is calcium hydroxide. So a solution of calcium hydroxide produced in above reaction is known as slackline and used for whitewashing. This is used for whitewashing. So calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide create a layer, thin layer, a layer on the surface. A white layer is formed, and that is known as calcium carbonate. And the formation of this layer gives a shiny appearance to the wall. So in this case, there are several types of chemical reactions are possible in which two or more than two reactants combine together and form a single product. For example, calcium plus oxygen gives calcium oxide. Similarly, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Similarly, hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrochloric acid. So there are several types of reactions in which two or more than two reactants combine together and form a single product. Then second reaction, decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. What is decomposition reaction? Give some example. The reaction in which a single reactant breaks down to give two or more simpler product is called decomposition reaction. In nutshell, a one reactant after decomposition gives more than one product. This is the reverse of combination reaction. In combination reaction, two or more than two reactant combines together and form a single product. But in decomposition, one single reactant gives two or more than two products. So decomposition reaction, like calcium carbonate, limestone. Limestone on decomposition gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Water on decomposition gives hydrogen plus oxygen. Silver bromide, AgBr, on decomposition gives silver plus bromine. But in these three reactions, all three decomposition reactions are different. In first case, heat energy is used, so this is known as thermal decomposition. Electricity is used, so this is known as electrolytic decomposition. And in this case, sunlight is used, so this is known as photochemical decomposition. So decomposition reaction is divided in three parts. Number one, thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, and photochemical decomposition. And all decomposition reactions, in all decomposition reactions, basically a single reactant gives more than one product. So for decomposition reactions, energy must be supplied either in the form of heat, light, or electricity. So types of decomposition reactions. Number one, thermal decomposition, means heat is required. Photolytic or photochemical decomposition, in which light is required. And electrolytic decomposition, in which electricity is required. So thermal decomposition means any material is heated, then they gives a product. For example, A is a reactant. On heating, gives two products, B and C. So this is basically, this reaction is due to heat. So this is known as thermal decomposition. Then Heating of ferrous sulfate. This is very important reaction. Ferrous sulfate, FeSO4 dot 7H2O. Ferrous sulfate is basically FeSO4 dot 7H2O. FeSO4 dot 7H2O, ferrous sulfate, or this is also known as hydrated ferrous sulfate. So in this investigation, take some small amount of ferrous sulfate crystals in a dry boiling tube, observe the color of ferrous sulfate and hold the boiling tube with a holder and heat it over the flame of a Bunsen burner or spirit lamp. Observe the change and record the observations. Observations and inference. When a green colored ferrous sulfate crystals are heated in a dry test tube, water droplets are observed on the walls of the boiling tube and color of the crystal change. This is due to loss of water of crystallization to form anhydrous ferrous sulfate. It further decomposes to form brown colored ferric oxide and sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So evolution of oxides of sulfur, oxides of sulfur is identified with the characteristic odor burning sulfur. So again I am going to explain. Ferrous sulfate, hydrated ferrous sulfate crystal is green crystal. When ferrous sulfate crystal is heated in a boiling tube, first of all, they loses 7 molecule of water of crystallization. First of all, they loses this water of crystallization, 7 molecule of water of crystallization, and ferrous sulfate is left. And on further heating, ferrous sulfate is converted into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So formation or evolution of sulfur dioxide and trioxide is identified with the help of a smell like sulfur. So ferrous sulfate, FeSO4, is converted into Fe2O3. So first of all, in this reaction, FeSO4 dot 7H2O on heating gives ferrous sulfate, and ferrous sulfate on further heating gives ferric oxide, which is brown in color, and this is green. This one is green in color. Green crystal, ferrous sulfate crystal. This one is hydrated and this is known as anhydrous. Anhydrous ferrous sulfate. Anhydrous ferrous sulfate gives ferric oxide, which is brown in color, and sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. Sulfur dioxide gas, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gases is evolved. So the decomposition reaction is carried out by heating. So this is known as thermal decomposition. So what do you mean by thermal decomposition? So if any reactant is converted into product with the help of supplying heat is known as thermal decomposition. Then this is the again one investigation, heating of lead nitrate. Again this is very important. We know the lead nitrate on heating gives lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas. So in this experiment, take some lead nitrate crystals in a boiling tube, heat the boiling tube over the flame of Bunsen burner or spirit lamp and record the observation. When colorless crystals of lead nitrate is heated in dry test tube, after the heating, after the decomposition, emission of brown gas, brown fumes of NO2 is observed and yellow residue of lead oxide is left. So basically lead nitrate, PbNO3. In PbNO3, the valency of Pb is 2 plus and nitrate is 1 minus. So lead nitrate, again Pb 2 plus and oxide is 2 minus. So lead nitrate on thermal decomposition gives lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. So this decomposition is due to heating. So this is also known as thermal decomposition. So first of all, decomposition of calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Decomposition of hydrous ferrous sulfate crystal, which is green in color, on thermal heating produce Fe2O3 plus sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. And third reaction is lead nitrate on heating gives lead oxide, brown fumes of nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, brown fumes, this is brown, and oxygen gas is evolved. And this, due to this heat, this is known as thermal decomposition. Then number 2, photolytic decomposition reaction. In this case, light is responsible. Like in thermal decomposition, heat is responsible, but in photochemical decomposition, light is responsible. With the help of light, decomposition takes place. For example, silver chloride is a white crystalline solid. So take some silver chloride in a china dish. Observe the color of silver chloride, that is white in color. Place the china dish in sunlight for some time. In sunlight, this sunlight is basically energy E equals to h nu. This is basically nu is the frequency of radiation. So this is the energy of sunlight. So white silver chloride is converted into grey silver and chlorine gas. So this is due to sunlight, so known as thermal decomposition. This reaction is known as thermal decomposition. So now AgBr, silver bromide, again when heated with sunlight, silver and bromine. So silver grey in color. So these reactions are used in black and white photography. This is the application of this photochemical reaction. Silver chloride and silver bromide on heating gives silver, which is grey in color, chlorine gas and bromine gas. Then third one is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition or electrolysis. So when decomposition reactions is carried out with the help of electricity, it is known as electrolytic decomposition reaction. In this case, a reactant A is converted into product B and C with the help of electricity. So finally, on the basis of investigation, a reaction is again divided in 3 parts: thermal decomposition, photochemical decomposition and electrolytic decomposition. Then investigation, this is very, very important, electrolysis of water. So take a plastic mug with 2 holes drilled at its base. 2 holes and drilled at its base. Fit rubber stoppers in these holes and insert carbon electrodes in them. Contact these electrodes with the terminals of battery. Fill the mug with acidified water. So in these reactions, electrolysis of water, basically water molecule, when electricity is passed through the acidified water, in case of water, water is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. So in case of water molecule, this water molecule is acidified. First of all, acidified water means some acid is added, and when electricity is passed, hydrogen evolved at cathode and oxygen gas evolved at anode. This decomposition reaction is carried out with the help of electricity. So this is known as electrolytic decomposition. So electrolysis of water gives 2 volume of hydrogen. Like 2 volume of water gives 2 volume of hydrogen and 1 volume of oxygen. This shows that water is made up of 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 parts of oxygen. Hence the formula is H2O. Basically water molecule H2O is an angular molecule in which oxygen have 2 lone pair and 2 bond pair. So 2 molecules of water gives 2 molecules of hydrogen, 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. O2 molecule. Basically this is O2 molecule, O double bond O. So 2 volume or 2 molecules of water gives 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecules of oxygen. And this reaction is due to electricity. So this is known as electrolytic decomposition. Then displacement reaction. The reaction in which a more reactive element is displaced a less reactive element. For example, in this reaction, reactant is A and B plus C, BC. In this case, A is more reactive than B, or B is more reactive than A, or C is more reactive than A, is based on displacement. So suppose A plus BC. So C is replaced by A. It means A is more reactive than C. This A combines with C and product is B and plus AC, where reactant A displaces B from the compound BC and forms the compound AC. So on the basis of investigation, take one example, iron nails dipped in copper sulfate. Iron basically Fe plus copper sulfate, ferrous plus copper sulfate, Fe, iron. So we know the iron have 2 valency, in this case only ferrous, iron, and copper, the valency is plus 2 and sulfate is 2 minus. So in this reaction this iron is 2 plus. So iron is more reactive than copper. This iron is more reactive than copper. So iron replaces copper. So ferrous sulfate is formed and this copper is replaced. So in this case basically iron is more reactive than copper. So this displacement reaction is known as single displacement reaction, because in this reaction more reactive metal Fe displace less reactive metal copper and form a compound copper sulfate. Therefore, it is a displacement or single displacement reaction. Then the types of displacement reaction. There are 2 types of displacement reaction. One is metal displacement reaction and one is non-metal displacement reaction. So metal displacement reaction and non-metal displacement reaction I am going to explain with the help of example. In this reaction basically copper is more reactive. In this reaction, when aluminium is treated with ferrous sulfate, aluminium sulfate plus ferrous is formed. So which one is more reactive? So on the basis of simple investigation, this aluminium is more reactive than iron. That is why aluminium sulfate is formed. Why aluminium sulfate is formed? Because aluminium is more reactive than iron. So product is aluminum sulfate plus 3Fe. So when aluminum reacts with ferrous sulfate, a green color, the color of ferrous sulfate is green. Slowly the color is fader and finally becomes colorless. So when a reaction mixture becomes colorless, it indicates a reaction is almost completed, because the green color slowly disappears, and when colorless solution is formed, it indicates the finally aluminum replaces iron completely from the reaction. Again, zinc plus hydrochloric acid, this is non-metal displacement reaction. Zinc is a metal and HCl is a hydrochloric acid. So zinc displaces hydrogen. Zinc displaces this hydrogen from the solution in the form of hydrogen gas. So zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas is formed. So zinc is more reactive. So some metals, those they are more reactive than hydrogen, they are able to displace hydrogen from the solution. Suppose in place of hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid is used. So Zn plus HBr gives ZnBr2 plus hydrogen. So this is non-metal displacement reaction. Then chlorine plus KBr. Chlorine plus potassium bromide. So in this reaction, chlorine is gaseous and potassium bromide. So chlorine is more reactive than bromine. So bromine is displaced by chlorine. This chlorine is displaced this bromine in the form of Br2 and 2KCl is formed. So basically in single displacement or displacement reaction is divided in two parts. Number one, metal displacement and non-metal displacement. So this displacement is based on reactivity of the metal or reactivity of the non-metal. Then next topic is double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction, I am going to explain by taking a very simple numeric example, not a chemical formula. AB. In AB, A is a cation and B is a anion. In CD, C is a cation and B is a anion. So in this case, the A, B and C, D. So A combines with D. A combines with D. And A, D and B combines with C. Or C combines with B. So A combines with D. So AD and BC is formed. So in this reaction, basically AB reacts with CD, gives BC plus AD. So in this case, displacement of A as well as B or displacement of C and D both takes place. So where A from reactant AB is exchanged by C from the reactant CD to form a new compound BC and AD. So please let us take an investigation reaction between sodium sulfate and barium chloride.